What do we know about the Hurricane Hilary? Why it is in the Pacific Ocean while typically the hurricanes happen in the Atlantic Ocean? Why it is moving upwards? Does it have anything to do with the Bermuda Triangle? What's happening? Hi, I'm Shahrokh Zadeh. I'm a curious person and a solo researcher. I'm an author of the book Shah's Mystic Lines and Areas, and today I want to investigate the path of the Hurricane Hilary through a new perspective. So bear with me. In the western side of Mexico, on August 14th, 2023, the hurricane showed itself. At the beginning, it was moving towards west, and then slowly started going up. But originally, on August 12th, it started, and it was near the shore. And as you can see, it was traveling on a curvy way towards north. Up to here, everything looks normal. There's a hurricane and it's moving in a curvy way. However, what you didn't see is that this curve is not a random curve. It's very special. And now I'm going to show you why it is special. This curvy path is exactly on a big circle. And as you can see, this circle has a center which is somewhere near the Houston city. And as you can see, geometry is involved. Mathematics and geometry are the languages of our universe. But you might think, what does it have to do with the Bermuda Triangle, which is far away in the Atlantic Ocean, right? After many years of studying the Bermuda Triangle, I came up with its corners and its borders. And now I can prove to you that these lines are special. Now let's begin. The first exciting point is that the center of the Bermuda Triangle, which is a blue diamond shape over there, is exactly or almost exactly on the circumference of this huge circle that the Hurricane Hilary is moving on. Now you might think this is random, but let me show you more. I'm going to continue the western border of the Bermuda Triangle all the way down towards the Hurricane Hilary. The intersection between the big circle and the green line from the Bermuda Triangle is called Spot A, and it's very special. Let's have a closer look to understand it better. You can see that the hurricane is actually moving on the circle, on the red circle. And you can see the intersection of the green line and the red circle, which is called Spot A. Now you have to pay a little bit more attention here, because as you can see, the hurricane starts moving inside the circle a little bit before the Spot A. When I zoom out, you can see it much more clearer that exactly at Spot A there is a turning point, which means that the hurricane starts moving a little bit inside the circle. To make it easier, I'm adding a red line, which is the actual path of the hurricane, so you can compare it with the red circle. Now it's much easier to see how the spot A is the turning point of the path of the Hurricane Hilary. This is fascinating, specifically that the green line is from the Bermuda Triangle. Spot A is special, but it's not the only one. If you look carefully, you can see that the hurricane's actual path reaches the circle again at spot B and then again at spot C. This simply tells me that there is a force that pushes the hurricane to go inside the circle from spot A to spot B, and there's another force that pushes the hurricane to go outside of the circle from spot B to spot C. So I think these three spots are special locations that I need to consider deeper and investigate more. So to continue, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to stretch another border of the Bermuda Triangle. This time I'm going to use the southern border of it and see where does it end. And here you can see that I drew the second green line, which is from the southern border of the Bermuda Triangle towards west, and it reaches the circle of this hurricane at a spot which is a little bit higher than spot C. Another fascinating thing is that this line almost passes the center of the circle. So to make it easier, I named it as spot D. This is the fourth special spot. We have spot A, we have spot B, spot C, and now we have spot D. I wonder what is special about this spot D. Now to make it more exciting, let me bring up another fact. Look at the white circle down in the south, in the southern part of the big circle. The distance between that circle to spot A is almost the same as spot A to spot B. And that's not it. Look at the spots B and C and D. They're almost the same distances from each other. So far, I showed how the Bermuda Triangle is related to the Hurricane Hilary through geometry. But now let's go and look at another amazing area, which is somehow similar to the Bermuda Triangle, but it's not as famous as the Bermuda Triangle. It's called the Nevada Triangle. The Nevada Triangle is between Las Vegas, Fresno, and Reno. The red triangle represents the Nevada Triangle over there, and I drew a circle, a white circle around it, which is explained in my book, Shah's Mystic Lines and Areas, why I did that. This white circle is unique. It's the only circle that attaches to the three corners of the triangle. This circle is called circumcircle, and it has a center, which is called circumcenter. The exciting point here is that this big red circle passes exactly from the Las Vegas, which is the southeastern part of the Nevada Triangle. This simply means that if the hurricane continues its path on the circle, it will reach the city of Las Vegas. And that's why it is very important for me, because that's where I live. So the hurricane is somehow coming towards me. If I draw a line from the circumcenter, which is the center of that white circle on the top, and continue that towards spot A, it will pass Las Vegas. So Las Vegas from one side is the southern corner of the Nevada Triangle, and it's on the big red circle, and it's on the line, the black line that connects the center of the white circle at the top all the way down to spot A, and spot A was coming from the Bermuda Triangle. How fascinating. This is amazing. So now another amazing fact is that the black line has a distance same as a distance from spot A to the center of the Bermuda Triangle. And the angle between these two black lines is almost 90 degrees, just almost a right angle. So far I showed some geometric and numeric relationships between the hurricane and the Bermuda Triangle and the Nevada Triangle. But there are more triangles that are excitingly related to these ones as well. Now, to make this research more sizzling, I'm going to bring up the Utah Triangle, which has been presented for the first time in my book. This is a triangular area, mostly in Utah, and the center of this triangle is near the area called the Skinwalker Ranch. You can see that the Utah Triangle is slightly smaller than the Nevada Triangle, and I drew a white circle, and which is the circumcircle of that triangle. But the exciting part is that the big red circle passes through the northern part of that triangle. And when I draw a line from the circumcenter of the Utah Triangle all the way down to the spot A, it passes the southern corner of the Utah Triangle. And amazingly, these three black lines have almost the same length. Now you can see much more clearer how important these spots are and how important these lines are. It somehow connects this hurricane to the Bermuda Triangle, the Nevada Triangle, and the Utah Triangle. But that's not it. There are more amazing stuff going on here. And if you're not amazed yet, let me show you how the Lake Michigan Triangle plays an amazing role here. You can see the Lake Michigan Triangle in the top center of the image. The red triangle has a white circle around it, which is the circumcircle of the Lake Michigan Triangle. And compared to the other two circumcircles, it's a little bit smaller. And by paying a little bit attention, you can see how this circumcircle of the Lake Michigan Triangle in the top is exactly above the white circle in the bottom. That white circle was almost the starting point of the Hurricane Hilary. This green line from up to down is exactly towards north, and the intersection of this line and the southern border of the Bermuda Triangle is called spot F. You might want to ask yourself if all these things are just random. I mean, the lines, the circles, their locations, the path of the hurricane, are this just my imagination? Or is there a geomathematical relationship between them? Well, I don't think so. Many years ago, about 10-15 years ago, when I saw these things on the map, I really scratched my head. So I spent a lot of time researching on hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcano activities, and more. And I found a lot of these interconnections between the locations of these places. Anyways, other things that I found is their times. I found out that the hurricanes and other actually incidents doesn't just happen randomly. I think there is a mathematical law in between that connects their location and their times to each other. For example, in 2012, I published an ebook called A Method to Predict a Significant Earthquake. Over there, I predicted a big earthquake on May 20th, 2012, which actually happened. So this research here is actually a demo of many other researches I've done before. And it's also exciting for me from another point of view, and that is the path of the hurricane shows that it's coming to my city. Anyways, let me continue and show you some more fascinating things. Another point here to show you is that if I drew a line from the southern corner of the Bermuda Triangle to the circumcenter of the Lake Michigan Triangle and continue that to reach the big circle, you can see that this line will pass the center of the Bermuda Triangle, which shows how the center of the Bermuda Triangle is playing a crucial role here. From one side is on this blue line, from the other side is on the big circle. So now it's time to focus on the center of the big circle to see if we can find some interconnections there. If I draw a line from the spot F all the way to Fresno, this line passes the Las Vegas city and also passes the center of this circle. And note that this line almost covers the southern border of the Nevada Triangle. And if I draw a line from the Bermuda Island, which is the northern part of the Bermuda Triangle, all the way to spot C, this line again passes the center of this big circle. But that's not it. If I draw a line from the circumcenter of the Lake Michigan Triangle in the top all the way down to spot A, it passes again from the center of the big circle. And you can see how important the center of that big circle is and how important spot A and spot C and the Bermuda Island and other places are. Are these places random? Now it's time to bring up another relationship. But to do that, I need to explain something which I did in my book. Over there, I showed how the Bridgewater Triangle, Nevada Triangle, and Lake Michigan Triangle are related to each other. The black line in the image is actually the line that connects the center of these circumcircles to each other. And amazingly, you can see that they're all on a straight line. I mean, the black line connects the center of the circumcircles, and that's amazing. The Bridgewater Triangle is very small, that's hard to see in the image, but as you can see, the gray lines, which are Shaw's deputy lines, there are two of them, one at the top and one at the bottom, shows how the proportions are related. And these gray lines and the black line in the right side of the image reach to each other at the spot that I call it spot S. And now if you draw a line from spot S to spot B, you can see how fascinating this line passes through the center of the big circle like the other ones. So step by step, I showed you how this hurricane is related to the Bermuda Triangle, to the Nevada Triangle, to the Utah Triangle, and to the Lake Michigan Triangle. And I showed you how the geometry is working. Do you think that the hurricane is just moving on its own randomly? And I just showed you some of the relations that I found today. I'm sure that if you go and do your own research, you will find some more interesting relationships. You can do this for fun and entertainment, or you can look at it scientifically and try to go to the bottom of it. For example, you can see if you can predict the continuous path of this hurricane. As of now, the hurricane is somewhere between spot C and D. It's moving towards north. I think as soon as the hurricane reaches the spot D, it will change its path. I think it will turn towards right. I mean, it goes inside the circle. So in that case, I put some lines over there to estimately predict the path of the hurricane. We can check it tomorrow to see how did it go. So we have to wait until then. So I showed you many interconnections and some relationships, geomathematical relationships between some spots on Earth. And I showed you how these things work together. Anyways, what I want to know is, what do you think? What do you think about this Hurricane Hilary? Do you think it's just moving by itself? Do you think it's just wind moving it around? What do you think about the Bermuda Triangle? Do you still think it's a myth and it's a story? How about the Nevada Triangle? How about the Lake Michigan Triangle and other places? Other special places such as the Skinwalker Ranch, for example. So let me know what you think. I have more information to share with you, and I'm sure you're going to be surprised. I believe what we've been taught is not the whole thing. I believe in many things, and I believe that research can help us to improve. Knowledge is wisdom. Until the next time that I show you more information, have a good day. Bye-bye.